Alright, here's game 2 of our battle against black-white tokens. We kept 2 lands and a bird. So this hand's okay. We have like the Todd Anderson draw, right? We can go like first turn bird, second turn Sword of War and Peace, and then just try to win that way. This hand's also got like a ton of sideboard cards. So we brought in Bonfire and Day of Judgment and Sword of War and Peace, and they're all in our hand. So Cavern of Souls might have to work pretty hard this game. Birds of Paradise is definitely going to have to work hard this game. But if we just have the unopposed Sword of War and Peace hand, I think it'd be awesome. We top deck a relevant land. It's even more awesome. It's like last game, we had kind of like a crappy hand, but it got there. This one we actually have a spectacular hand. And it's not going to get there. So he has Mortar Pod. He immediately murders our bird, like you do. Now we can't really cast anything. So on third turn, I guess we can cast a Sword of War and Peace. But after that, our entire hand is 4 drops. So Paul Sly, Jay Schneider, if they were dead, would be tossing and turning in their graves. But to the best of my knowledge, the men behind the magic mana curve are not dead. So I'm applying humans to Cavern of Souls, so that would allow us to cast Huntmaster of the Fells, which requires red. I remember to play the Sword of War and Peace. I remember being in like Monkey Tilton at this point and potentially not remembering, but I remembered. Of course, he has a Crusade. Ooh, and a Blood Artist. This is going to be roughly 1,000,000 damage, right? So the first 4 of 1,000,000, we go down to 16. We have a good race position with Sword of War and Peace, though. Always get back if we have a guy. And we're going to have a guy in a second. So Kessig Wolf Run is a 4th land. I'm actually going to play Psalm Simulacrum here for a couple of reasons. I actually just want to get another land so that we can hardcast Bonfire. Or, I guess we have to pick whether we want Bonfire or Day of Judgment, right? Technically, we can cast Huntmasters off of Cavern of Souls anyway, but I got the red. Maybe you would have gotten the white. We're still a decent life. So here's the annoying part. Super annoying. No blocks, right? Because we're going to equip sword and then try to go to town. Ooh, Birthing Pod. Well, first things first, I'm just going to get rid of all of their guys. So we're going to Bonfire the hard way. X equals 2. Kill all your guys. Now, interesting stack here. Opponent could have responded by Mortar Potting us for 1, but if he did, then he wouldn't have a Blood Artist. We'd only take 1 instead of 3. So we're taking 3. It's still a decent life. The opponent's got only 2 cards. He's got a ton of life, but only 2 cards, and we've got like 4 cards, including a ton of aces in our hand. Get it for 2, put him to 19. So he's up 10 life, but his board kind of stinks. So what happens when your board stinks? You cast Timely Reinforcements, obviously. This board no longer stinks. And Oblivion Ring. Get our sword. Our board kind of stinks now. But not for long. Play a bird and Huntmaster. I could have played like Birthing Pod and then like tried to chain up, but he's got no cards left, so playing like 3 2/2s against his 3/1/1 seemed like a decent defense to me. So this is interesting. I hadn't seen this in action before. So he's got Vault of the Archangel. He's activating it to give all his dudes Death Touch. So he can use Mortar Pod as like a gigantic extinction ray. Like, bzzz, dead Huntmaster. So I was going to cast something, but I want to get in with my guys first. This is going to be embarrassing, by the way. Just getting in for 4 is cool, but like madcap embarrassment. So here's Birthing Pod. I'm going to sacrifice my Solemn Simulacrum here. So the plan is to go get Acidic Slime. Slime is Oblivion Ring. He's got no cards, right? So we can just completely take the game over with Sword of War and Peace. We draw Timely. Not too bad. Certainly we can get in the life at this point. But there's no Acidic Slime in our deck. I must have sided it out when I sided in the 80 bazillion Bonfire of the Damned and Day of Judgments and so forth. So how embarrassing is post-combat Zealous Conscripts? Like that's just like, I don't know, 4 damage we missed. Good thing Bella Flores isn't on this. She'd be like, no excuses. So he's gonna do his Vault of the Archangel Mortar Pod combo again. Zinger our 3/3. I would say is that that's the best guy in play, a 3/3. So just with the death of that Zealous Conscript, we have no 5s in our deck now. So see that Huntmaster fells in my hand? I mean, it's a good card and everything, but the chain ends there. Alright, so Borderland Ranger to start. And that will give us a land that we can use to activate our Birthing Pod in a second. So Wolfin, obviously he has no blocker. And then we're gonna finish out our turn by playing Huntmaster the Fells. And then sack down to 7 life. Kill the Borderland Ranger and go get another Huntmaster. Look at these are like the hardest working Huntmaster tokens. This must be like how Brian Kibler plays every game of Magic the Gathering. This is actually so fun. You keep touching your library, it's almost like you're playing a blue deck. So, embarrassing thing about that turn, I still do not have 2 white in play that can actually play the Day of Judgment in my hand. Like, I've had so many opportunities. Like, I just cast a Borderland Ranger. Did I really need another Forest? It's late. I love you too. Alright, so Mortar Pod. He attacks. I'm going to throw some wolves in front of that. The wolves die. Lingering Souls and